Hi, I'm James Quillian. I'm an economist. I write a blog called Fantasy Free Economics. I also explain to people what reality is. Further, I teach people how to get in touch with reality. But first, let me say that I understand you may not want to get in touch with reality. No hard feelings. So, if you like, watch this video as an academic exercise. That way you can get in touch with reality at a later date. You may decide that getting in touch with reality is something that you want to do. Watch this video and you will know the technique, or at least remember where to watch the video again. So, here we go. Just what is reality and how do we get there? Step one is to acknowledge what we as human beings don't know. There's always more that we don't know than what we do know. And we actually know very little about ourselves at all. We have no answers to life's most basic questions. We know we are alive, but we don't know what life is. We don't know what death is either. We don't know what consciousness is. We don't know if consciousness is just part of life, or is consciousness something that is independent of life. We don't know what the universe is. We don't know how or why the universe started. When we die, are we just gone, as in annihilated? Or does consciousness continue on? Now, many of us belong to faiths, and through faith, we believe these questions have answers. There are no secular answers to these questions. The reality of the secular world is what is in question. Okay, the world is a huge game of dominance and subservience. Life, including that of human beings, is governed by laws of dominance and subservience. Every species survives by dominating, making use of, and eating other living things. Human beings are part of this dominance and subservience system. Then we notice that nature provides only one universal incentive: self-interest. Human beings negotiate their way through life by dominating some and submitting to others. And lastly, uncertainty is the way of the world. Insecurity is normal. Efforts at reducing uncertainty and becoming secure have serious limitations. In making these observations, we must not pass judgment like that is good or that is bad. We must not try to change what we see. And now that we've covered our great unknowings, all we need to do is observe what's going on right in front of us. That is reality, and our knowing is based on accepting what we see. Now we know what reality is. We can see that the majority of people would rather reality be something else. Being in touch with reality comes down to living our lives and making decisions based on what little we know is true. That is what being in touch with reality is. Because reality is not that pleasant to think about, It is human nature to replace it all with fantasies. That is how fantasies are born. Now, being in touch with reality is not always the best choice. That's a good topic for another video. And that video will be called, Is Being in Touch with Reality Right for You?